The last thing for the show that I want to get into is Oklahoma police officer is now under a new federal lawsuit for excessive force against I think he was a Chinese individual. Now we're gonna get into this video. Now the excessive force happened about 4 months ago, if my timeline's right. But let's get into this video.
New reaction to a federal lawsuit filed by the family of an elderly man taken to the ground during a traffic stop.
Might remember it happened back in October and quickly made national and international headlines. 71-year-old Lee Vu suffered a brain bleed and was knocked unconscious when a now former officer took him to the ground after Vu tapped on the officer's chest and told him to shut up. As we've told you, Vu's family intended to sue.
Now that lawsuit has...
71-year-old Lee Vu suffered a brain bleed and was knocked unconscious when a now...
Do you see? Look at how his head hit the ground. That is crazy. Let's back it up just a tad bit.
Lines. 71-year-old Lee Vu suffered a brain bleed and was knocked unconscious when a now former officer took him to the ground after Vu tapped on the officer's chest and told him to shut up.
Family needs some money, man, because that is crazy.
We've told you Vu's family intended to sue.
Now that lawsuit has officially been filed against the former officer, Oklahoma City, and Oklahoma's Attorney General. News 4's John Hayes spoke with Vu's attorney today, and John, he says taxpayers need to pay attention to this.
I think they said he suffered a brain bleed from that. That is crazy.
Hayes.
That's right, Jolene. The lawsuit does ask for compensation, which could hurt taxpayers if the city isn't prepared for a potential loss. Meantime, Attorney General Gentner Drummond and one of the former officer's attorneys are standing by him.
Your vehicle is not like that.
Sit down.
No.
You sit down.
This body camera video from an October traffic stop in Oklahoma City is now at the center of a federal lawsuit.
Mr. Gibson broke Mr. Vu is what he did, and he broke that family.
Devin M. Jacob filed the lawsuit Monday on behalf of his client, 71-year-old Liv Vu, and his family. Former Oklahoma City Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson caught on camera slamming Vu to the ground after Vu told him to shut up and tapped his vest with the back of his...
If this isn't a clear indication of an abuse of force, too much force, it is... I don't know what is. The video is very clear to me. It doesn't even look like, let's back it up just a little tad bit. Doesn't even look like he really touched him like that. He told him to be quiet.
Vu and his family. Former Oklahoma City Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson caught on camera slamming Vu to the ground after Vu told him to shut up and tapped his vest with the back of his wrist. Gibson told a paramedic this.
I grabbed a hold of him, he fell.
Vu suffered a brain bleed, broken bones, and the loss.
Nah. You heard that what he said?
Gibson told a paramedic this.
I grabbed a hold of him, he fell.
Vu suffered a brain bleed, broken bones, and the lawsuit says he's now experiencing a permanent cognitive decline. Toon Nguyen, president of the Vietnamese American Heritage Community of Oklahoma, has kept in touch with Vu's family.
Once something is broken, it's hard to piece together the pieces.
Oklahoma County District Attorney Vicky Behenna filed felony assault charges. Attorney General Gentner Drummond later dropped them, saying Gibson acted within the scope of his training. Vu's legal team is now seeking civil justice.
I need to replay that a little bit more. Hold on, there it is.
Police Sergeant Joseph Gibson caught on camera slamming Vu to the ground after Vu told him to shut up.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Policymaker for the city and the police department on this issue.
The city won't comment on pending litigation. The AG's office told me, quote, the Attorney General has been clear that no one has the right to make unwanted physical contact with our police officers. He will always stand with law enforcement when they are performing lawful duties.
And I look forward to questioning him about it under oath during his deposition.
Gibson's attorney
Did that little tap hurt him that much where he slammed him like that, give him a brain bleed? That is crazy.
going one step further, writing, quote, "This lawsuit completely distorts the facts surrounding the incident." Sergeant Gibson reacted to a confrontational and belligerent individual consistent with his training. "I'm confident the federal court will validate that."
They can say what they want, but the police department's own use of force expert said it's too much.
The big ask
Too
here,
much
including the
force.
jury trial, an oral and written apology, as well as monetary damages. But what does that mean for the city and taxpayer dollars if money hasn't been set aside for a potential loss?
There's different avenues and mechanisms that sometimes come into play here that relieve the burden.
If that doesn't happen in this case, Jacob has harsh advice.
Maybe get better leaders in place, more qualified persons in place who can actually govern correctly.
Now, no court dates have been scheduled yet. Gibson, the city, and AG will have 60 days to file their responses after they've been served or waive that serving. From there, they'll be able to file an answer to, admit or deny the allegations in the lawsuit, or even file a motion to dismiss it outright.
All right, everybody, remember this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.